Welcome, folks. I'm Jaby Koay, joined by Achara Kirk.
Hello.
We're continuing on with Wandavision, this time episode 6. And I looked for a name for this episode. It's just called episode 6. I looked on IMDb and noticed that it had a rating of 9.5. High expectations tonight. It is midnight. I am so anxious to watch this episode. They keep ending with good cliffhangers. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to see a 5-minute cut-down version of our reaction because we're only allowed 5 minutes picture-in-picture. If you want to see the entire reaction uncut, uninterrupted, you can head over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Jaby Koay. The only thing is you'll need your own Disney Plus subscription so you can open the show in an adjacent window to our reaction. And it's like you're watching it along with us. But otherwise, here you go. So please subscribe to this channel if you're watching on YouTube and hit that bell icon, all notifications. And if you're watching this on Patreon, thanks so much for supporting us here. All right, here we go.
Don't try to fight the chaos. Don't question what you...
Oh my God.
I've been just like, what show is this based off of?
I don't know exactly, but it feels like some kind of kids show, like something you'd see on Nickelodeon or something.
Yeah, I feel like I missed this in my childhood.
It definitely feels like the 90s.
Yeah.
Or early 2000s.
Halloween's a magical...
Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes, that's right.
Mom's been weird since Uncle Pietro got here. I think it's because she hasn't seen him in a long time. And he's what you call a man-child.
Well, you have fun tonight, darling?
What? What do you mean? You're all dressed and ready to go.
I'm undercover.
You didn't tell me you had plans.
Whoa, 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 what's the big dealio? Uncle Pete to the rescue, huh?
There you go. Problem solved. You had a spooky time.
Good night, Dad.
Hayward, you cut us off at the knees sending in that missile.
Now we know who we're dealing with.
Hey, there he is. The guy who almost got murdered by his own murder squad.
You work for me?
She's with me.
And which one of you is the sassy best friend?
There's no time for you to diminish your colleagues. When you're about to start a war, you can't win.
We can't outgun her.
Captain Rambo, you have become an impediment to this mission. Constantly advocating on behalf of superpowered individuals. Maybe it's a good thing you weren't here when your mother died.
Oh my God.
Because clearly you don't have the stomach for this job.
Oh my God.
What? That's a reach.
Get her off my base.
Ugh.
Now, all of them.
I would have got a slap to the face.
He was looking for a reason to sideline us. He's up to something.
Let's go, everybody in.
Ooh. Damn. Didn't know you had it in you, Woo. Oh. That's weird and creepy.
What's she doing?
She's
pretending to be...
Yeah, and
Oh, she's crying. She's stuck.
Yep. She's an NPC, that's what she is.
Broken NPC.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do my part. Come to town unexpectedly, create tension with the brother-in-law, stir up trouble with the Rugrats, and ultimately give you grief. That's what you wanted, isn't it?
What happened to your accent?
What happened to yours? Details are
Touche.
Way to call it out. That's great.
Trump in the street for no reason at all, and next thing I know, I heard you calling.
They've got full-size candy bars a few blocks up. Mom, can we go? Next stop, Cavity Town.
If you're gonna break the sound barrier, please just take your brother with you. And please just remember to
Don't go past Ellis Avenue. We know, Mom, we know.
Hey, be careful!
How does he not just rip his brother's arm out of his socket?
I know. But they just established that that's fine. It's fine.
I love that they called out her accent.
Yeah.
That was great.
Oh, that's interesting. Hayward figured out a way to look through the boundary.
And you didn't share it with the group.
The program is tracking the decay signature of vibranium.
Vision. Wait, why is Hayward tracking Vision?
Hackers
don't know,
are
this is
basically
all I
just
can access so
sorcerers in
far.
movies.
These other dots, those are Westview residents.
Like, they make hacking look
The
so
ones in Vision's
sexy.
immediate vicinity, yeah.
So Hayward must have an accurate head count by now. And some sense of their well-being. These people near the edge of town, they're barely moving. Are they alive?
Because they're stuck into it.
Yeah. Oh. They implanted something in Vision? Like, did they know that she would come? Is he a secret agent?
Oh, if he's anything, he doesn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, this is so like Truman Show.
So weird.
Ma'am, are those your children? Are you waiting for something?
What's going on?
That's unsettling.
Yeah. What are you gonna do, Vision?
It's like a video game. It's like characters are like that are like waiting as part of a program to do something.
Yeah. Can't leave.
Can he leave?
I don't know.
What are you doing here?
Town Square Scare. Where is it?
Oh, well, the town square, I expect.
Took a wrong turn. Got lost.
In the town you grew up in? It's all right.
You're one of the Avengers.
But what's an Avenger?
Why don't you know? Am I dead?
No. Why would you think that?
Because you are.
Oh no.
Because I'm what?
Dead.
Okay. Lady, calm down.
No one leaves. Wanda won't even let us think about it.
Agnes. Agnes, please, calm down. Agnes! I will fix this, Agnes, I promise.
Oh, she told them they can't go past Ellis Avenue. That must be like the edge. Can he go past?
You meet us out there as soon as you can.
Be careful.
I guess nobody would ask any questions. You just assume if you're there, it's
Yeah.
you're
Act confident.
supposed to be there. Act like you belong.
Where were you hiding all these kids up till now?
What?
I assume they were all just sleeping peacefully in their beds. No need to traumatize beyond the occasional holiday episode cameo, am I right? Don't get me wrong. You've handled the ethical considerations of this scenario as best you could.
You don't think it's wrong?
Are you kidding? I'm impressed. How'd you even do all this? Hey, I'm not some stranger. And I'm not your husband. You can talk to me.
I don't know. Why are you asking so many questions, Pietro?
I don't know how I did it. I only remember feeling completely alone. Endless nothingness.
Are you okay?
Oh, that's upsetting.
Yeah. Second time.
God, that's upsetting. Ugh.
Hayward, you sneaky bastard.
What is it? He's a double agent.
So this is the room that no one checks on, I guess.
Yeah.
Move out.
Vision.
Vision's coming. We've called you, Vision.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Truman Show.
Oh. Can he get through? Does he have life if he steps outside?
Apparently he does.
For how long? I'm not convinced.
He really does want out, doesn't he?
Oh no.
Why?
Maybe he's falling apart.
Are you helping him? Stop! He's falling apart! Mom! I hear Dad in my head. He's in trouble. What are you doing? Help him!
What the heck? Oh, he's just getting sucked back in.
Or maybe you're right, he can't live outside the perimeter.
Hey, don't sweat it, sis. It's not like your dead husband can die twice.
Jimmy, do you see that? Something's happening.
It's moving. Go, 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 go.
Oh, snap! Okay. Oh no. What's gonna happen to her? Is she just coming to visit? Oh. Yes. Dang.
How far is she taking the perimeter?
Yeah.
Anyone hear my voice?
Nope. She's coming for you. Oh gosh. Is he gonna get away?
That was the end of the episode? Oh my god.
I had a feeling they'd end it right there.
Oh. God damn it. Ugh.
Well, geez. Okay.
So you said something very key there, which is he can't live outside the perimeter. He has to be in the perimeter for her like that. I mean, I still don't fully understand the necessity of the sitcom scenario. I guess that'll reveal itself soon. But the perimeter certainly makes sense. Like he has to be contained within this perimeter in order to live on. So she's basically
her magic is what's keeping him alive, right? Or reanimated, as it were.
So obviously she's dealing with his death and being able to let go of him. And so by having this octagon or whatever it is, what is hexagon?
Hexagon?
By having this hexagon, she gets to keep him alive, even though it's all under her magic. It's all under her manipulation.
But it's interesting that he has a semblance of free will and individual thought, whereas the other people, they're very much under her control, I guess, and he's able to kind of break free for moments, and like since the last episode he's just kind of had that idea in his head, and he's just very, very determined to kind of see where it goes and try and help the people. I'm just kind of like, okay, how did she manage to give him his personality and stuff?
I mean, it's not that far-fetched, is it? Like, you have a degree of programming that you're imposing on different individuals, including him. In order to have a pseudo-organic relationship with him, there has to be some room for improvisation in her programming of him, right? Whereas everybody else is just filler, their background, atmosphere. NPCs. And so they can be just waiting in the wings in order to carry out an operation that fills in the scenery, whereas with him, there has to be a certain degree of free will in order for that relationship to be meaningful for her.
Right, yeah.
And so that's why he has that sense of free will, because she's given him or infused his body or whatever with a certain degree of who he was before.
Yeah.
It's either that or in reanimating him, she wasn't able to bring back everything. Like, she's able to keep him alive so long as he's in this hexagon, but like she can't just give him this hexagon that follows him everywhere, apparently.
Yeah.
Of power to sustain his life. That's interesting, just to see the limitations of this. Like, what you were asking was very key there, which is like that's sort of the whole point, is that she's trying to maintain him. She's trying to maintain his life.
She's trying to hold on to him and I guess the future that she wishes that they had.
I think that the show ultimately culminates in the idea of learning to let go.
Yeah, I imagine so, unless she finds a way to like properly bring him back. But I'm curious about two things at this point. First of all, Pietro, I'm just feeling really uncomfortable with his behavior. Like, I don't know. He's just coming across like, maybe it's just because of the world of the sitcom that they're in right now, but his personality is like super bro-y and stuff. And like, yeah, I guess if you're going back to X-Men, he kind of did have a very mischievous type of personality. But I don't know. There's just something about him and all the questions that he's asking her, and the fact that he knows so much. I'm like, wait, why are you like some sort of secret agent infiltrating, or is it just that he's, one half of her consciousness, and so he knows everything that she knows? I don't know. I feel very, very suspicious.
Well, just for fun facts, I am looking at the stunt cast here, and the stunt double for Pietro is Craig Henningsen, who played Spider-Man in the Broadway Spider-Man show while that was going on. He's a friend of mine.
Okay.
And I haven't worked with him in a long, long time, but he and I go back. And so we used to flip together. Simon Rhee is one of Jimmy's stunt doubles, and I got to train with him for a day not that long ago, thanks to Megan Lay. He is Megan Lay's instructor.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's got his own school. He trains a lot of people who end up going around on the martial arts circuit doing like martial arts, trick forms and stuff like that. Like Steve Tirado trained with Simon Rhee. A lot of like super talented people have trained under Simon Rhee, including Jaby Koay for a day. So those are the only names I recognize from the stunt cast there. But I just thought that was cool to see some friends and familiar names. But anyway, with regards to your question, it's hard to say at this point. It's being deliberately kept a mystery. Things are revealing themselves slowly, like what is what and who's who and who's connected to what.
I like that though.
It's a good way to keep you guessing, and once again they ended on a good cliffhanger there where I'm like, I just gotta know, like this is great. They keep ending it in such a way that I'm like, I gotta tune in next week to see what happens. And I'm so glad that it is weekly. I'm so glad that this isn't dropped like all at once.
Wait, you don't want to binge watch it?
No, I'm glad that it's dropped weekly, so as to give you a chance to sort of digest it, let it sit with you for a minute, and then go to the next one, and you get to talk about it. It's very, just like that's showing these sitcoms and whatnot. It's very traditional.
Yeah, no, there is something quite nice about it, I guess, because we're so used now to binge culture, where it's like, oh, they just dropped an entire season. Let me spend like the whole weekend watching it. Yeah. I still have another question.
Sure. I don't have an answer for you, but sure.
No, I just want to talk about it. What about the kids? So they're really coming into their own now. They're manifesting their powers. So I mix up the twins' names, but I think it's Tommy. Tommy has speed. And then Billy's got magic, so kind of like...
But you notice that he only gained speed after her brother showed up.
Right.
So it's unclear where any of this is coming from.
Exactly.
It's like, with Vision stepping outside of the hexagon, he started to fall apart. Will the kids fall apart outside of the hex?
Exactly. Like,
is this basically Inception, where it's all just manifestations of stuff in her mind, and these people are sort of pulled into being part of it. These citizens that are just part of this town, they're being pulled into her dream state, essentially, that she's trying to hold on to.
Yeah, and what did it mean when we saw Quicksilver as the corpse?
She's still dealing with the trauma. She's dealing with trauma. That's what the whole show is about, ultimately, is her dealing with her trauma. That's all cool. Like, I'm all for that. I just am wondering... I hope they have a decent explanation as to why it had to be a sitcom thing, where all that comes from.
No, I don't really mind.
I do.
That. I just want an explanation for all the questions that I just asked. I'm more concerned about that.
I need to understand
about the premise of a sitcom. It's cute. I'm fine with it.
I need to understand why the sitcom. That needs to reveal itself at some point. And ideally sooner than later. Because the thing about it is, you got these kids looking straight into camera, breaking the fourth wall like Malcolm in the Middle. I'm like, okay, but why? Where is this coming from? What does this have to do with anything? Like, you can't just do that without explaining it. At some point, you got to explain why that is. You know what I mean? I'm all for it as long as you got a decent explanation for it. So now it's starting to pull into question whether she actually has agency over anything going on. Like, she controls the hex, but like, how much of it is her control? How much of it is being done for her? It's...
What do you mean done for her? Who else is doing it?
Well, it seemed like at one point you were asking if Vision was an agent for the
Yeah, because I wasn't sure, because like they seem to be tracking him, and he seemed to be like going right for them. So I was just like, oh, have they put something in him? Like, did they know that she was going to come for him, and so they implanted something within his body?
These are all great questions. That's the thing. So that, again, I ask, like, how much control does she have, or does she just believe she has control? Like Fortune in Metal Gear Solid 2. That's a deep reference for those of you who played that game. Actually, why not? Okay, so Fortune
Okay.
Also, in Metal Gear Solid 2, she suffered a lot of trauma, her character, and she believed that she was bulletproof. She was invincible. And because every time soldiers tried to shoot at her, the bullets would just fly away.
Oh.
And she was a very dangerous character. Come to find out, there was just some really, really state-of-the-art technology that she was wearing and she didn't realize she had on her, that was planted on her. And so, when people tried to shoot at her, she was fortunate. She was invincible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so it was, anyway, that's just a snippet of Metal Gear Solid 2 and Hideo Kojima's crazy brain. So all I'm trying to say is, she, likewise here, Wanda believes certain things, but she couldn't even really fully explain stuff.
Yeah.
And so, how in control is she of the situation, of these parameters, or does she just believe she's in control?
Maybe, or it just seems like, especially with her expanding the border of the hexagon around the town or whatever, it just seems like maybe she's just tapping into her latent ability and she's just kind of accessing more and more power as she's becoming more and more desperate and vulnerable and scared or whatever. And so she's got to dig deep and she's finding this reservoir that's just inside her.
The other thing is that because she's gone through so much trauma, you sort of, what am I thinking of? There's I can't think of any particular examples off the top of my head, but you have situations where people go through something very traumatic and they just completely blank.
Oh yeah.
And they just omit a whole bunch of information from their brain because it's just too much to deal with.
Yeah.
And so there's a possibility that that's playing a role here as well somehow.
Yeah.
So many things to explain as the show goes on. Very much looking forward to the next episode. Good cliffhanger. Some interesting stuff going down. And Malcolm in the Middle, what a reference. Fun fact, the house that I grew up in, they shot an episode of Malcolm in the Middle there.
Huh.
And they also shot another episode of Malcolm in the Middle down the street from my house at the supermarket that was right next to the Drug Emporium.
Which episode of Malcolm in the Middle was this? Do you know?
Yes. So there's an episode of Malcolm in the Middle where Malcolm is dealing with growing up, I guess, and the different possible jobs that he can have. And there's a scene where he gets on a bus. He comes out of a house and gets on a bus, and there's a bunch of different Malcolms on the bus of different professions. That was shot right outside my house.
Oh.
And the house that he walked out of was my house.
Season and episode number.
I don't know.
Helpful.
But there was episodes of Malcolm in the Middle shot at the Drug Emporium, literally a stone's throw away from my house.
Wow.
And that's where I met Bryan Cranston and the actress who plays his wife. This is well before Breaking Bad.
Wow.
Yeah. So Bryan Cranston's one of the coolest people on earth. Very, very nice guy. At least at the time. I don't know about today, but he seems the same. So and Malcolm was super, super cool. So anyway, fun episode. Let's move it along.
Yeah. I mean, I love it. It's like every time we watch an episode, it feels like we have some questions answered, and then there's 10,000 more.
No, it's well put together.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to get more and more away from the sitcom stuff, just into the wrestling match. So, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you're watching this on Patreon, thanks so much for supporting us here. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe and hit that bell icon, all notifications. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
Achara Kirk.
Peace out.